Alright, so I did a few things. I fixed up some of these things that I had some problems with. Not all of them. We'll save some of them for later. I mean, we don't want to do everything right away. But I fixed up some of those little boring things with the combat. And now when the little W guy kills you, it's all done. And I fixed up one of those internal calls, and wonderful, somebody had an error and decided to screw me up, because even though I wasn't using him. So I don't thank you very much, whoever you are. And I made the asterisk larger so you can see it. I mean, it would be nice if I could just use the ASCII, but that's not so much. And I put these walls back in. So that one doesn't show you because the Wizard of Guff fell right on top of the asterisk. There we go. There's a big orange asterisk. Maybe it should be a little bit different to place. Same thing with the W, but we're okay. We're doing okay with it. Next thing we want to do is we want to put something in here so that right here, perhaps, there's a big statue, a big evil statue. We won't do anything with messages, but we'll put a door here, or somewhere along this line. We'll have to figure out exactly how to do that. How do we want to do that? You'll have to hit the... Then you'll have to go tap the Guffy McGufface guy. That will open up a door, and then you'll have to go into a room and get a little doodad. And then bringing that doodad will let Guffy McGufface go, or whatever it is he's going to do. Maybe turn him into a dude. Whatever it is we want that to actually do, whatever the event is. So we'll have to deal with event handlers later. Like in the original dungeon, when you got your little guy down here, when you got your little MacGuffin, all of the statues would come to life and they'd converge on you for all three of the levels that were there. So you want to do something like that. So here we have, actually, I think those guys went through and they killed everything. I think that was their job. They just killed everything. That was awesome. Including you, right? But, you know, any goblins that you left alive, they went through and they killed them as you were wandering through trying to get out of the dungeon. But now we want to have a big G here, a door somewhere around here, and through that door there will be another room. And that room we'll put a thing in, a key, right? Whatever a key is supposed to look like, which is probably a little dash. All right, so let's see how we're going to do this. So the first thing is we need to make a Guffy McGufface in our model. I'm not sure what it is. I'll make Guffy McGufface a monster. Guffy will be a dude. Self map. Get square. Self map. No, we'll just do it in the end tile. Okay, so here I just have it saying okay, so this doesn't have the end tile in there. Which is another reason not to do all this stuff in, not to do all this stuff in the spot, right? So 2 is no longer a spot in there, so we need to somehow get this point here, this guy right here, we need him to be sent into the main loop. What does the main map return? It sends nothing back. So let's return the end tile. whatever that is. Or it's just end. Return the end. And then we go up here. So this is all kludged together. This is not good. And tile is equal to the self-create map. That'll give us a place to put Guffy. Wizard of Guffin's not there. Guffor would be okay. I like Wizard of Guff. And his view is going to be an inverse statue. And this is Guffy McGufface. All right. So we need an inverse statue. Self-scale, and we'll just have G. Big statue G for Guffy. Now his fill, just to be vile, will be 255, 255, 255. So he'll be white, and we'll make his stuff black. So I could have just made that GC white, if that makes you happier. GC is my own special class, so I mean, if you're doing it yourself, that's not going to help you. Let's just see if it puts a Guffy there. And these are all Guffy, right? Okay. Now I think the way I've done things, that makes that big G there. Yep. Didn't like me for something. Okay, so we need a new AI type, which is none. Def orders, self owner orders, self owner knowledge equals none. Square equals owner dot get square. Target equals random choice square dot get neighbors. Def static owner knowledge equals none. Return none. He does nothing. Okay. So self orders equals orders. Get orders self knowledge equals none. Self orders self knowledge return. Okay. So I've got random orders and static orders. Okay. Monster random, Guffy, static. Random walk. If it's going to be a random walk, call static. Stay put. All right. Random walk. Stay put. Tools go. Tools go. Oh. Takes 2 arguments and 3 are given. Oh. Don't need any more stay puts. Okay. So, didn't like that one. Sorry for the noise and the delay. It is the tree people. Why is the AI okay, maybe that's it. I didn't break it up correctly. I don't know why I'm so bad at programming. Well, other than I never do it. Okay, so it looks like for some reason I've completely killed the AI. And I can kill Guffy McGufface. I already knew that was going to be a problem. So we need another way to talk about killing things. But first, return target. Okay. And the wizard killed Guffy. So we have to make it so that wizards cannot kill Guffies. Okay. So how will we make it so that we cannot kill Guffy straight away? I have to go over here to move into. We need some if old dot mortal so we need to make things by default. Players' dudes are by default mortal. It's true. And then we need a getter and setter. Def make immortal. Self.mortal equals false. Def get mortal self return self mortal. All right, and that will make so let's see if the wizard tries to kill Guffy. Can't see. The wizard did kill Guffy. Well, because I didn't turn Guffy immortal. That's not a good. I don't think that's a great way to do that, to be honest. I'll get rid of these print statements. I don't think it's a great way to do this, but right now we're hacking things together, and hopefully we can unhack them in the next 7 points, right? So let's see. Guffy.make immortal. Okay. One of the nice things about games is that when you're making them, you can make them so that they're always actually working by the end of the thing. And you don't have huge spots where you don't know if anything's going on. So Guffy can now not be interpenetrated. So what we now need to do is we need to create a room, an extra room somewhere over in this area. And I don't know how we're going to do that. And then we'll need to make a door and a key. So this would all be better if we had some reasonable procedure for doing this. Right now we've got things in 2 different sections. One of them reasonable, one of them not. And actually they're both unreasonable. So that's probably the first thing that we should do for the next 7, right? Let's see, insert text box. 1, we want a rational map maker function. I'm not sure if we want a map maker function or class. We probably want to make it so that we can input data and use that data from a file to figure out what we're doing, so that we can have all sorts of different kinds of maps using one sort of map maker. And there were other things, but right now that's the first one that comes to mind. So let's go back to our thing. We need to create a door in a spot. Okay, so let's see, a square. I've got a wall as a square. We need something to be. So we could make a could make it a dude, or we could make it something else. A lot of people just make everything into dudes in one class, so that your keys and your items and stuff like that. I'm not sure how to make a door. What do we need for a door? Self square equals none. It needs a square. Square equals square. Self locked equals false or none. So what we should have is if it's locked, you have nothing there. If it's unlocked, it has nothing there. If it's locked, you set which key it is. Maybe Guffy should just be a door. I don't know. Def open or def I'm thinking this should just be a square. So we'll just say it's a square. What other things does this have? This square has lots of things going on, so self.name equals door. So if we're doing it this way, then I need to do some other things. Self open is false. See, it's already almost a door. Self locked equals true. Def is locked. Self returns self locked. Def unlock self return self locked equals false. Def lock self locked equals true. I could just toggle locks if I wanted to, but you know, we're verbing. So actually I don't need the door. I can just use a square to make a door. Okay, so now the problem is I need to figure out where the door should be, right? Now, the thing is maybe I can use this. So maybe I can just go back like 5 spaces, right? So this ends this thing, right? So I'm just going to go back like 5 spaces. Self map, get square, -5. Okay, so now that means I'm going to have to do something weird with the get square. I can take advantage of some of Python's weirdiness, right? So I could pos equals int, return self squares pos. So I'm trying to use some of Python's. So Python doesn't tell me that I have to send the tuple in here, right? So instead of so I'm going to send an integer. That integer will do a different thing than if I send a position, right? Send a position in the list rather than a position in the entire thing. That's not enough, right? In fact, that might not be good because it's actually going to go through and add squares this way. Although that might still give me a reasonably good square. I might have to modify that number. But that still might give me a good square. Let's see. Door equals square, or actually, let's just put the door directly in there. Door dot set viewer to classic door. Alright, and a door should be a little plus sign. Let's see how bad that does. Oh, classic up still, didn't do a classic door. Game view, classic door. Okay, so that makes a door exactly where I wanted one. Have to change that a little bit, but that's fine. Right now, maybe that'll do absolutely nothing. That does absolutely nothing. That's fine. So that door is going to have to be associated with a Guffy quest. Guffy's there, the door's there. Shouldn't be able to go through it until we tap Guffy. Okay. So we're doing okay. Not great, we're doing okay. Yeah, well, what can you say? You can say, I'm wonderful, and just live with it. Alright, so no time for caring about things like that. So we've got the door. Let's see what it picks if it's the other direction. So still outbound the other direction, right? So we need to choose based on Guffy's position where this is. So we might have to, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 5 back, we might have to go 6 back when Guffy's higher. Okay, so y equals Guffy.get position 1 if y is greater than 18. Do this. Else do that. Let's just make it one more. Dude has no get position. Dude better have a get position. Oh. Def get position self return self square dot get position. Okay. That looks like exactly the same spot, right? Although it might be putting things in a way that makes less sense to you and I because it's just doing things procedurally, and I don't care as long as it gets them all right. Okay, so that makes me think that the reason why it's wrong is the number that I have in the if statement. Let's try 20, right? Let's try 20 instead. 22. Okay, that one looks good, and that one does not. Where did I hide that print statement? Damn it. Tools go. I'm not really happy because I'm wasting time with something that's got to change, but okay, that's fine. And the other direction, come on. Okay, so both of those guys are fine. Based on those directions, we add another room, right? Why does that not know this is Python? Okay, so now we should add another room. Okay. Add room. Self. Add room. Room 1. This data goes up here. Def add room. Self room. Room equals room. Oh, no, I don't need to do that. There's my data. To make the same room again, I need a position. We want to have all this stuff in there. Add room, set room. Offset x and offset y is equal to pos. Room set center. Off x plus 3. Off y plus 3. So we add room 0, 0. Let's see if that works. No. What did I do with end? Oh, this one. Should have been, what, 27. 19. Okay, so that just makes the rooms the way they were before. 1 and 2. So we're good with that. Then we go up here. And so we self add room 3. So we need to have a room 3, room 2. We don't really need to have. I don't think we need any. I think we need that. We just need room 3, right? Is that? I don't think that gets used at all. And the position should be let's say x minus 4, x minus 3, y minus 3. That might overwrite stuff. Okay, so that's not enough. Let's try minus 5. Let's go with 6. That requires me to do one more thing. Oh, see, that looks good, right in the center. So what we need to do is we need to make that particular dot, that particular square, something you can walk into. Same with that square, and we need to reduce the position. So we have this at center at +3, -3, +2, -2. Okay, so we've got the centers in there, and we've got the rooms. So, got Guffy, the rooms, we need to make an empty spot there so we can walk into room 3. And then we'll be okay. So let's see. Then we just need to open the door. All right. How hard can that be? All right. Let's see what other stupid thing can I get in trouble with now. All right. So let's see. Okay, if it's greater than 20, it's up. So we want get square, want door dot get neighbor, if it's up, it's 8. Make open. And I think the same thing will happen if we do 4. Let's see if that opens up that spot. Oh, look, doesn't that look nice? Very cozy. I'm flipping coins. There we go. Very nice again. That's all working out pretty good. So that's it right at the edge there for you. But we've got the empty space and the room. So all we really need to do is make the little quest, put a little key in there, and we'll be done. Okay, so we need to improve that stuff. So I think over here we'll need a improved quest system. Going forward, we'll need that improved quest system, and we'll need a rational map maker. I think the most important thing is to use templates. Different ways to add different effects. So we'll have to do those things later on. Oh, how long has he been up there? I don't know. I'm sorry. Let's see. Now we need a quest for Guffy McGufface and the door. Let's see what our quest system is looking like. Okay, so let's add Guffy and a key. Alright, so add room we're done with. Where do we add our old quest? There it is. Stairway MacGuffin. Call that the Maltese MacGuffin. And Guffy McGufface. So we need a quest with a key or Guffy and the key. And Guffy will get this quest. Alright. We need to make the key. Where did I hide? Okay, so Let's see, we've made a new room, right? So I want to get room 3. That's the quest room. This room, get random and add the key there. We want a classic key, and this is Guffy's key. Okay. And we need to add a viewer based on classic useless. That'll be the classic key. Let's see how ugly that is. What did I break? Okay, there's a key there. We need to raise it a little bit. But there is a key there. It's a little bit low, that key. Well, because I increased the scale here. It's 2 divided by 3. And that's exactly the scale I didn't want to change. Let's do divided by 3. Useless things that don't help you. Let's see. Alright, well, that's perfectly fine there. We've got the key. We'll be okay. We need to do something to make it better, but it doesn't need to be good now. It needs to be done now, so I can do other things. Let's see. So I'm adding the quest to, I'm adding this quest for this other guy. I'm going to just leave that way, because what's going to happen is that wizard's going to get the quest, but he's not going to be able to complete it. That's fine. We need more stuff to worry about, but as long as I can still get the quest to the player, everything's okay. If self-unlock, self-unlock, unlock. All right, and that should unlock the door when you get there. Is that all I've got? Else, old, get AI, no, get transfer quests, dev transfer quest, self other, self for quest in self quests, quest transfer to me, return true or return none. So this will transfer one quest at a time. If not quest in other get quests, quest transfer other, def get quests, self return tuple self.quests. I think that'll do it. Okay, let's see. Does the wizard crashes because it's trying to get the quest. If self-unlock, Self unlock equals none. Okay, and that also means that I forgot to add okay, that's no good. Unlockable, unlock. Set unlockable. It should be the door. Okay, did not unlock the door. But at least it doesn't crash. Right, so print quest unlockable. Okay, so it's gotten that square as the unlockable thing. And I don't want to unlock it, I want to open it. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so the wizard opened the room for me so I can get the key. And the key does nothing to Guffy because Guffy's not a dude. You know, this is a tile and this is a dude. So we have to change these things around somehow. But most of those things work. We need to figure out a way to have the wizard not open this for you. That's not a big deal. We'll be able to worry about that more when we worry about what things actually are. So if Guffy gives you a quest, Old resolve. So this should resolve the deal. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to fix this other than to say if we, well, we have a couple of ways. This is the bad way. Okay. Okay, so ideally, right now the wizard can get the quest. Okay, so he's got the quest and not fulfill it because he doesn't have the key. But I do fulfill it because I do have the key, and I escape the dungeon because I'm so awesome. Alright, one last thing. Well, he did fulfill it. That's bad. But that's okay. If self-control, return false. Okay, so that should... Okay, so this is old transfer request. So if other control... So this will only allow the player to pick up quests. That's not ideal. It would be great. Okay, I can't go through there. If I touch Guffy, I can go in there. Kill my wizard and grab my MacGuffin. With my Maltese MacGuffin, I can get out of there and life is good. So that's it. That's the original stuff. That is a game. It is no good. It is not a great game. It will not make you happy. But it has everything that we said we wanted to get in there. We have a puzzle and all those things. We have quests. We have combat. Exciting, deadly combat. And we have a MacGuffin. We have a Maltese MacGuffin that we can find and use to seduce the bombshell blonde. So all of these things we have in our dot dungeon. We're ready to go on to the next thing. This is everything we've got on this list. So let us know what is it done. Okay. Strike through. Okay. Get rid of that thing. Boom. All right. So we've got them all. We've got our dungeon working. Now we can start looking at things like making templates to make better maps, right? The current maps are kind of stupid. So we need to figure out a better way to make maps, a way to put things together to improve quests and actually make stories out of those quests would be a good idea. We also have to populate with more monsters and stuff like that. I'm not sure if more monsters is something that I really want to focus on. At least at this point, maybe getting a little bit of a story together first and custom creating the monsters while we're figuring out how to make the story generator is better. I'm not sure. We'll have to think about that as we go on. So that is part 7 of Dot Dungeon, and we have a working game that really sucks. Okay, we'll figure out some other things that we need. We'll need what are those things? Event log. Because right now we don't know that we've gotten those quests, right? So we need at least to create an event log to tell people something's happened, right? And that will make everybody happier. Okay, well, that is it for now, and you have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.